So we're there, going all our vibes, dude. And we just amazed how on the leader sneakingly, silently, are sneaking the NIDs for Uno. Now, big up all the people who are sending me all of this stuff and I say, yo, you see that tell me, you see that tell me, yo. Them nah gonna make this thing look like it's a big deal, you know. Them are gonna just here's the approach. The approach is that they just need just a few enough people to get it started. And you see when them start, the corporate of Jamaica already agreed that they're going to implement it. Meaning that when you go to the bank, you cannot do anything at all without the new ID, which is the new NIDs system. Right? So you can't go in a tax office, you can't go update the license, you can't, this is the basic, and this is how they're gonna be forcing people to want to do it. Right? Same thing when only did I get to the vaccine job. You know, the few people who did take it, they were comfortable enough to start telling people say if you never take it you cannot do certain things. Remember when them take a national stadium, you know, man, a football match a play, you know, or them well happy and cock up them 10 in there talk about vaccination party, you know, right? And who never get vaccine for turn out a door, you know. All me I tell you, no, just ready up on yourself because God not sleep, you know. And them plans are not coincident. NIDs is not just an ID system. It's going to be an implementation for the control of your food, your water, your light, your traffic, your money, your finances. It's also going to be a control system for your movement as well. Jamaica is the guinea pig for the world, and if you don't believe me, check the other countries who had gotten the similar ID system. Like there's some places down in China, Israel. Wanna just look out on the eye, man, and stop acting like an idiot. All of the ignorant people who are coming to me and tell me, oh, it's just an ID. Oh, it's this. Oh, listen, if you wanna get it, just go and go take an ID and go on the yard. Because I who know my problem. That's why I only quick for glad and run go take the vaccine because when you think for yourself, anything government tell you, anything the government tell you, I laugh for you, right? I laugh for you. And in the meantime, me and mine them I go and put a little food on my side and go and pack up a little things them, right? Without the back of the line. Without the back of the line. Only if you have sense, like Jamaica, yeah. Only if you have sense. Me now even want to go in on a depot because I don't have video on this. But looking at
So Andrew Wallace take time a sneak in the needs identification system pan with people. Him take him time and him a sneak in pan with. And by now and next year starting January, them want to fully kick it off. And people, they are gonna force this thing upon us. But we have video coming up to explain a lot of stuff to you guys inside of this video. But let us get into this as well. So Andrew Wallace and Marahoo Forte decide say without Mark Golin's signature, they are gonna push through the bill for Jamaica to become republic before the end of this year. Now, Marahoo Forte, or whatsoever they call you at home, let me say this to you. Uno, I go and like say, Uno think say, Uno the majority. And the people of Jamaica are the majority. And Uno, now go force down nothing down with throat and Uno now go pass no bill without the opposition sign. And if Mark Golding sign off for Jamaica to become republic before the next general election, I am not voting for Mark Golding. Plain and straight. Because Mark Golding would be wicked to us if he make Andrew get in charge of Jamaica when it become republic. Because Andrew is such an evil man. So what if Andrew Wallace now should become the president of Jamaica? What you think would that happen? What you think would that happen? So Marahoo Forte, or whatsoever your name, you and Broad Devil are gonna wait until after the general election when we kick him out of office and kick you out of parliament too. Before Jamaica can become republic, if it will become republic. But without the opposition signature, it cannot pass. But people, Mark Golding and Marahoo Forte clash in a parliament. So we have that few own people. Bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. May hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful morning. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first in every and any situation. Just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update, so you definitely don't want to miss none. So leave a like on this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. We soon forward. So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now, remember to leave a like on this video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if there's any of viewers first time on my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell. So whenever we drop new content, you will be first to be notified. Share the content with a friend, a family, a loved one. Share it on your social media platform. And viewers, subscribers, remember, we are on our way to 100,000 subscribers. We are almost there. So people, if you're not subscribed, please do the honor. Subscribe now and turn on the post notification bell. Alright? So people, Marahoo Forte and Broad Devil decide say with and without Mark Golding and the opposition signature, they are gonna go ahead with their plans for Jamaica to become republic. Now, Andrew Wallace are trying to push this thing through as fast as possible before the general election, so he can make a lot of changes that will keep him in office for a very long time. So if you, the people of Jamaica, now wake up right now and realize what is going on. Remember, Andrew Wallace say he must spend 20 years in an office. Andrew Wallace already making plans at 20 years he must spend in an office. So that is why you see he must push through even without the signature of the oppositions for Jamaican to become republic. Andrew Wallace know quite well that in backside, in a fire, and it a boil, it a burn, it a fry, because of the whole heap of thieving money we have, when rob taxpayers' pocket, and the whole heap of wicked money them when collect, the whole heap of evil money them when collect to destroy Jamaica. Him have all of the money there. Him also a push through to make sure it's a certain law we want to implement in Jamaica. Him hurry up and do it as well, because him collect money to implement certain things in our country. So Andrew Wallace are trying best. But people, listen to Mark Golding and Marahoo Forte clash in a parliament, because Mark Golding say, I feel a good while now, him not hear from them. From the last time when he said him not going to sign nothing. You understand me? I say, them don't even send no copy of the constitution with them, with constitutional reform. The constitutional reform with them say, them right or what. Them not say nothing to Mark Golding. But people, listen to what Mark Golding had to say, people.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to express my disappointment that we are proceeding this matter on a matter such as this. This is to do with the total overhaul of our Constitution, something which this minister has been pursuing for a few years now, and in which we have had some degree of engagement, as unsatisfactory as we have found that. For the minister to be making an important presentation of this nature to the House without providing copies in accordance with the customs of the House is unacceptable. And I would ask that that be corrected without further delay, which is going to be scrutinized very carefully, given the importance of the guardrails in the Constitution. So, while I understand the Minister's anxiety and the desire to move forward as expeditiously as possible, I would ask her to bear in mind that this is a situation where one hand simply cannot clap. And without the support of this side, this process is going nowhere. And we have put on the table issues of real concern, and unless those are addressed, our support is not guaranteed. And I have not heard anything over it's probably more than 6 months. I can't even remember when the report was, I think, finalized around March, April. We're now in December. I've had no interaction with the government on this matter since I submitted my final letter in that fairly short period of correspondence when the report was being finalized. It doesn't augur well for consensus when we proceed like that. And I would suggest that they may want to take some time to engage the opposition on our concerns if there's a genuine hope of moving forward to passing this legislation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Opposition Leader. Minister.
Madam Speaker, just to assure the Leader of the Opposition that there is no intention or desire to not have meaningful exchange. I think the absence of the opposition members on the committee has prevented the kind of update that we hope would have been provided on an ongoing basis. Just to say, Madam Speaker, when the CRC was designed, it was designed taking into account the need for bipartisan support as well as the people's approval. And that is why it is structured with membership from government and the opposition, Senate and House, and the public. Madam Speaker, the committee, working in the committee has been extremely frustrating at times because on many occasions members expressed the view that it was clear that efforts were being made to derail the work and preventing real progress from being made. If the mechanism places the opposition at the table, where every issue is being discussed with candor, openness, and detail, where no view is shut down, where we have deliberated and never disagreed disrespectfully. You know, at some stage, the responsibility for the lack of update has to be owned. Because
my viewers and my subscribers, as I hear Mark Golden say, it is over 6 months now. Him not hear nothing more about the constitution reform. You understand me? I say, so these people feel like them are God, or them run things, and them can just go ahead with whatever they feel like, and them not have to consult the opposition, and them not have to say nothing at all to Jamaican people. Me tell you how them people are working. You know. Andrew Wallace and him administration, they are bullies. They are bullies. And them just bully through and do whatsoever they want with government badness. And that is why we need to get them out of power as soon as possible. Why am I wait pan? Why am I not call the election for December? Why am I not just tell we say, boy, election date? And maybe next week or something we hurry up and vote him out. Why am I wait pan? These people are so evil that them feel like I said them feel just do what they feel like they want to do without consulting the people of Jamaica or the opposition. That is not right. And what they are doing is not good for us. Remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. And Andrew Wallace loved money so much that he indulged himself in so much evil. He indulged himself in so much evil That's evil take him over. Speaking about evil taking him over, the people them even in a parliament across about Obia. Even in a parliament, the Labour right them there across about Obia. People, check this out.
But there's no reason, Mr. Speaker, why the Obia Act should still remain on the statute book, and we hope to remove it in due course.
Because you can't deny me my African religious rights. Okay? So I don't want it to be understood by anywhere. Okay? So I am asking for a clarification. Because Obia should never have been illegal at any point, anytime, anywhere.
Me hope on a hear that. Me hope on a hear the destruction where these people are carried on from a good country. Me hope on a hear the destruction and the crosses where the Jamaican Labour Party are bring down pan Jamaica. So these people want to legalize every single thing in our country. They want to legalize the backdoor business. They want to legalize the prostitution business, the abortion, every single thing. The Jamaican Labour Party want to legalize in our country. And the worst part of it, you know what the worst part of it? Is that the churches are so silent. Some people, we say them believe in a God and they love God. They are so silent on these matters. Somebody needs to talk up very quickly. We can't allow the evilness of the Jamaican Labour Party to destroy our country. We cannot allow Andrew Wallace to come and destroy the good Jamaica. That is why you realize that so many wickedness are going in our country since these days. Check out for the past 5 to 6 years, maybe 7 years. For the past 7 years, the amount of things, some things where them not normal, where they happen in our country, when an accident happen. Why? But you see happen in an accident, people foot gone so, and it's like the minks. People are go around and analyze group of people, them are analyze baby, all people. It's like a be a madness a galang in our country. It's like a just pure sacrifice a go on. And these people are trying to push it even further. So what want to think I go happen to Jamaica? Jamaican people wanna wake up. Jamaica people wanna wake up. Speaking about wake up, me want to give you some information on the whole NIDs identification system business. People, I want to check out these videos that I am about to play. Watch them to the end. And people, please leave a like on this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. And turn on the post notification bell. Share the video to friends and family. Make them see what I go on to.
NIDs ID
However,
will hold you
the
hostage.
biggest difference between physical IDs and digital IDs is that there are multiple different types of physical IDs, each with their own issuing institution or authority. With a digital ID, your national ID card, your health card, your driver's license, your passport, and even your bank card are all rolled into one. While digital ID systems are only just starting to be rolled out, the research and development so far suggests that your digital ID will be connected to absolutely everything. It'll be linked to the assets you own, it'll be integrated into voting systems, and it could even be required to access the internet. Now, advocates of digital ID insist that these systems will make everything more efficient, more inclusive, and of course, much safer. However, it should be clear by now that digital ID systems have the power to become more evil than anything any religious text could have possibly predicted. Besides making changes to your actual digital ID, the government or private company would have the power to prevent you from purchasing goods or accessing services, including all of those I just mentioned. In short, a digital ID system would be one of total top-down control with no escape. And it's a system that every single country will be rolling out in the coming years.
So, uno brilliant and smart people who say it's just an ID. Uno brilliant and smart people who are tell people say they don't have no sense. the control will not be in just the information. The control will be access and controlling and what they will implement for you to be able to use the NIDs card. But you know, this is nonsense. Alright, for the bright sparks, them in my comment for continuously I tell me say, are pretending like they don't know what's going on. Let me sit you down for a minute. And for the person who want the information, let me also sit you down for a minute and tell you exactly what's going on. Now, yes, it's an ID system. Yes, persons are saying, oh, but they already give you biometric. It's not about biometric. It's not about your information. It's the control that they will have on you and how far they can actually use the NIDs to control you. Let me give you some scenario that happens in real life. Like, for example, in China, right? Now, China has now enslaved over 3 billion people. Now, in order for them to do that, in China right now, in some places, gentle folks, there is more than 500,000 people who has disappeared and just been in lockup. Them lock them up because them decide they're going to rebel and against the system. Now, because you don't want to be a part of the society that they've created, they either lock you up or kill you. No, let me just slow down a little bit. Now, when it comes to NIDs, NIDs is not just an ID system. What it is it's an opportunity or a method that they can use to control where you go, how you eat, what you eat, who gets paid, who didn't get paid, who are launder money, who are thief money, who are send money to get them girl, all of that good stuff. Now, NIDs is a platform that can be controlled from a central area. It means that if you're on the run and you're wanted, and they put certain stipulations in place where you cannot buy or purchase anything unless you scan your card. So like, for example, if you want to buy something for someone, you can't buy it for somebody if you're not authorized to buy it. No, the reason for this thing now is that when you get on a bus or a taxi, you have to scan your card. When you go to the supermarket to shop, you have to scan your card. What that does, it keeps a track on you and where you are. Now, this was first introduced with the idea that it's easier to catch criminal if we all had that ID system. Now, this is why the first shutdown of it came down when they had hit out on it, and it never passed in the House of Parliament. Now, on top of that, I'm not even getting to the constitutional rights that it's gonna be breaking. We're talking about how they're gonna use it to trap and hold you. Now, for example, if I, like myself, who's talking against the system like they did in China, this is not make-up story. This is not conspiracy. In China, if you're seen or heard talking about the government in any way that they don't like it, just like how, again, this is not political. I'm not trying to call out any particular party or any leader, but this is the idea. So like how a particular leader is talking about misinformation, this is what they've been doing in China. So if the government hear you talking something that they don't like, hear you talking something that in their eyes is wrong, then they put you on something called a credit system. Now, with that credit system, what they can use it to affect is it can affect your whole family. Like, your kids can't even go to school because their mother and father were never a really good player in the system. So you're on a credit system. So it means that based on your credit score, it has a lot to do with how well you behave in society. Now, in some areas in China, you have to scan your face first before you use Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, because you're not allowed to use the internet if you don't have a good credit system. You're not allowed to go to the supermarket if you don't have a good credit system. Them shut you out of the system completely. They can do that. For you to redeem yourself, you either have to do something, you either have to go to court, you either have to beg and tell them, so I'm going to behave myself. No, but that's how the credit system works. They can do that from that platform. Now, with the surveillance system that they have in China, they can find you in less than 5 minutes. You are not allowed to wear a mask in public if you're on the street and so forth, because they have to be able to scan your face as you're walking by. They've been doing this in UK, but the program didn't get as far as where it is in China. So it's the control that they have over you with that little card, right? That same NID system can also be incorporated into a chip system as well, that can be inserted in your arm, that can be inserted in whatever technology that they use. So this is how the control comes. Now, the second part is a lot of persons believe that, you know something, me not gonna take it. No, the problem will not be for the persons who will not take it. The problem will be for the problem will be in the population of people who took it. The country cannot run with a certain amount of population. It needs a certain amount of workforce in order for it to operate. Once they get to a particular amount of number, like for example, there's 3 million plus people in Jamaica. If they get to 1 million and change, they're fine. They can keep moving, right? And then they can start to sanction the rest of people. So it means that you won't be able to license and insure your car. It believes that you won't be able to go to the supermarket. So the pressure will be put on. And then what will happen with that force is that people are going to, maybe another 500,000 will fall for that system because they couldn't do without it. Them couldn't do without go bank. Them couldn't do without go to supermarket. Them couldn't do without it. So then you're forced into it, right? And then the other 1 million people were left. Those now are going to be chastised, locked up, criticized, hated. They tried to do the same thing with COVID. Remember how they got vaccinated people to start hating on people who are not vaccinated, because they use the information like, oh, are the unvaccinated I start the place from open back. I them no want the place to come back to normal because them no want to get vaccinated. But there's a few people who had the common sense to realize that they want me to wear a diaper so you don't shit yourself. And what that does, it means that you want me to get vaccinated so you don't catch it. But you don't have no sense. You're stupid or fool or what? Because what's the purpose of getting vaccinated if you still didn't catch it? Oh, but it lessens your chance of dying. Come now when you cut on the shit. So the NIDs is the idea of control. And it's not hard for them to change policies onto the card without you knowing or without your permission. Because it's digitalized. Them can shut you down when they want. Them can stop you from eating if they want. Them can stop you from going places if they want. Them can stop you from doing anything at all under their control. This is why it keeps getting shut down in court. The other day, Mark Golden, them bring them to court about it because it breaks the human constitution. It breaks your right to freedom. It can break it, right? So they keep shutting it down in court. About 3 times now they shut it down in court, you know. Now, why do they keep shutting it down in court? It's because there's no form of the card that is helpful to society under no circumstances. Don't have a problem with you not believing what I'm saying. Keep it moving. Tulululu. Take NIDs if you want. Me and mine and my family and my surrounding and my followers here on TikTok who are here and we have sense and can think for themselves and they are not empty souls and not space fillers, we not take it. Move up. So in response to my last video that I posted, if you haven't seen that last video, go ahead and watch that and repost it. Now, a lot of people are telling me to be careful, and you know, we're going in a direction where Jamaicans don't have a voice, we don't have an opinion, whether it's right or wrong. People want to prosecute you for speaking. While they say that what you are saying is information, they cannot prove that what you're saying is either right or wrong, or what they're defensive is either right or wrong, right? So if you want to tell me that the information that I am putting out is misinformation, please come with your verified information and correct me. Unless your information is verified, you can't correct me. Now, the other persons who are in my comment sections, and those who are telling me how, you know, I'm here talking bullshit and here talking rubbish, that's fine. Let me tell you what I've learned in this life. I've learned a couple of things. I've learned that there are 2 sets of people in this world. There are persons here with purpose and persons here who are agents of the divine himself, and then there are persons here that they are not agents of the devil. I don't want to get into that, but what I realize is that they're empty souls, and you get to realize and find out that those persons can't think for themselves, and while they can't think for themselves, they are led easily. Now, most of the persons in my comment who are talking about I'm talking bullshit about NIDs, me guarantee that you're vaccinated. This is how vaccinated people will think. Now, there are some people that were fooled and they actually did it out of fear, even though they knew they weren't supposed to do it, but they did it anyways because they had to go to work, they had to travel, they had to do all that stuff. You guys, I can forgive you guys. But the persons who did it with the idea that my leader is correct, anything he says, I'm going to do. You would not have armed me or tell me rubbish. And they went ahead and do it. Those are the person in the comments now who are telling me point blank that I am talking foolishness, that NIDs is just an ID. Let me tell you something that I've learned. Jamaica is not the first to do a lot of things, and if we're not the first, it means that we can investigate other countries that are doing it. Now, it's hard to get information because the news media don't post everything. They don't tell us the things that we want to hear. Let me also tell you something else that we in Jamaica have missed. Our news media is now owned by one RJR group. Correct me if I am wrong. Every one of them is owned by one group. There's a few who are not owned by that group, and those are minor companies who barely have followers. Now, everybody who is on the main frequency, the main TV station, they are controlled by one group. Now, that happened a few years ago, and from that happened, I knew I can never trust the source of information I get from TVJ. You see how easy it is for our own media personnel to go and investigate illegal racing? How much of them know? You see, I investigate illegal activities being done by our own government. They can't do it because that story will never make news. That story will never make news because it has to get passed by somebody, and that somebody is going to say, no, you can't put that out, right? We don't have any investigative media anymore, investigative journalists anymore. What do you think that is? Our information is also being censored here in Jamaica. So when some people are coming to me, oh my God, you're talking foolishness. What is NIDs? NIDs is just an ID. In India, people couldn't get food because they wanted people to go and register for NIDs. Now, in other countries where NIDs has been, they actually tried doing it in Barbados too. Was it Barbados or Bahamas? And the people deny it. You didn't hear that in news, did you? You didn't hear that in the news. No, I'm just saying that the government, and if you notice, I am not calling any particular party. I am neither J or neither am I P. I am actually here on behalf of the people. I am an agent of the people who is here to whine and tell and open your eyes. Me no there for no J, me no there for no P. If you notice, I'm not call no leader name, because I also believe that the other party would have also had to do the same thing, or else they would have put a gun to their head and say, hey, you need to make a move or else. So I'm not taking side. This is not political. This is a leadership issue. This is a their hands are tied issue, right? It's we the people who would have to stand up and decide that we're not taking it. We're not doing it, right? And again, I've said it in my last video, I'm going to big up the UIC president, right? UIC of Jamaica. A lot of persons still a little party there, yes, and I personally don't believe they're going to ever make a real mark until Jamaica need to really start a revolution. I believe that is the revolutionary party, but I don't think them time is here yet because the people are still brainwashed between the two parties. Now, with the UIC, it was them that actually went and protest in COVID to stop mandatory vaccination that was about to happen. And when I mean mandatory, it means that they were going to put laws in place where you had to be vaccinated to use the bank. You had to be vaccinated before you can go to work. You had to be... Listen, Facts are there. Me have news media save up. Me save them on my flash drive. Because I don't want to wipe my computer. Me save them. No, that man was locked up. The UIC man was locked up and sent and got caught. And me not even know if court situation done it. But the point that I'm saying is there are some people out here who are soulless. I don't believe they have a soul. Because if they did have a soul, then they would have somewhat have some purpose. And I believe that some of us here are just space fillers. We just fill some voids to do some basic stuff while some other people, I don't know if I'm a space filler either, but they're just here to fill some space for some minor task and then they're disposable, right? And if I am also muted, 1,000 shall rise and come talk the truth at the people I'm here. Do not take the NIDs. I don't care. You can lock me up. I don't care. I do not take the NIDs. It only take a certain handful of people to take it before them can put some things in place and say, all right, we already have a certain percentage who's already have it. Make we put some pressure upon them. They've already put in executive orders for the bank, like with NCB and other commercial properties and other Jamaica commercial corporate something group, that they're going to cooperate and help with the NIDs, which means that if you want to transact business, you will have to use the NIDs card at some point. Now, outside of that, this is the basic way to control people. How do I know this? They've done this in other countries, like in India. They've done... I don't think you could understand it. Hey, when they can come for me and fight me, I don't want. Me not if you lose, me done sell out everything in the city and move in the bush. See, right now I'm putting up the next half, the final half and the final phase of my solar system. Right? Sun hotter now, I'm about to come down. So we just put on, well, those set was there already. The set was there already. I'm gonna put these other 5 set up. This side, I'm gonna put the rails up now. But me not come here to beg no friend for nobody. If you don't believe what me said, that's fine.